What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to yet another video. Today's super exciting because we are going to go on our very first ride on the new giveaway Honda GROM. That is right, guys. The weather is finally clear. We got sunny skies, the roads are completely dry, and we can now get our first test drive in the Honda GROM. I'm super excited. Guys, if you haven't checked out my last video, we picked up this 2020 Honda GROM and we are going to be giving it away to one of you lucky subscribers. All you have to do is go down to my merch store and buy yourself a shirt or a cap. Every $20 spent is going to be one entry into this giveaway, guys. And you guys have until October 31st to get your shirts, get your caps, so that you can get your entries. I'm super excited. We've got a lot of plans for the GROM. We're gonna definitely do some modifications to it. And of course, just like we did with the Camaro and increase the power, we're definitely gonna be doing that with the GROM as well. So lots of videos coming up on that. But for now, I haven't driven a bike in a few years. I'd say at least over 10 years, guys. This is the second bike I've owned. I did own a small mini Ninja bike, way smaller engine than this thing. And that was back when I was like 15 years old or something like that. So this is gonna be the first time going on a bigger sized, more street legal bike. I'm super excited. So let's get right to it. Now, before we go on our very first ride, I do want to emphasize safety, guys. Always, if you're gonna be riding a bike on the street or even off-roading or wherever, always wear a helmet. I've got my helmet here, the same one that I use for my car. And I actually purchased some GoPro mount kits so that we can mount the GoPro here on the front and give you guys some little POV action of how the GROM rides. But I can't wait to get on it, test drive it, and kind of give you guys my thoughts. I mean, I'm hoping this is going to be a nice, easy, it's not powerful, so I shouldn't have much issues with the bike overpowering me or anything like that, but we won't know until we start riding it. So I'm gonna go ahead and set up the helmet, put the stuff up to get the GROM ready, and then we're gonna switch over to the helmet point of view and kind of go for our very first drive. Okay, so I bought this kit on Amazon and it comes with a bunch of different mounts. I think these or so that you can mount the GoPro maybe like up here if you want it on the top. If you put it on the side, you have to use one of those little hooks. But I've got my helmet set up, guys, and I'm actually glad that I got this kit now, because when I go to the drag strip, I can actually show you guys the front view and you guys will be able to get a better angle of the speedometer, the RPM, and all of that, guys. So I'm super excited to be able to show you guys that. But now I'm gonna go ahead and put the helmet on and start the point of view. All right, guys, hopefully this point of view angle is good and you guys are able to hear me, and if not, I apologize. But of course, we've got the Honda GROM, we've got the key, and let's get on this thing. Now, obviously, like I mentioned before, the riding position on this thing is phenomenal. And you can put the key in, put it forward. We are in neutral, and you guys can see we are at 0 miles. So this thing is brand spanking new. The clock, we do need to adjust that, but other than that, I mean, it is good. I've kind of set up the mirrors where I can see. We are going to be changing these out. These are really ugly. The plan is to also change out these handlebars, go with the Pro Taper ones, a little bit better grips, and the handlebar mirrors on the ends here. Possibly change out these long levers here for some little shorter levers, and a lot more stuff to come. So let's go ahead and, this is a kill switch here, so we put it on run, and let's start it up. All right, so you guys can tell it is pretty quiet. It doesn't have anything in the exhaust wise, so we got to fix that up. Also got to remove this big piece here I have something on order, so hopefully next video we'll be able to get that installed and remove that ugly piece. But for now, gonna let it warm up a little bit and then get on our first ride, guys. All right, guys, we're nice and warmed up. One thing I noticed is that I guess the lights are on all the time. You guys can see up there, and then you got your high beams and your low beams. The horn's actually pretty loud. That is awesome. You've also got your turn signals, so you pull one to the left and you get your turn signal going. You go to the right, and then if you press the button inward, then you cancel everything out. So you go to the left, cancel it, right, cancel it, and you can go switch between either or. So I guess that's what helps makes this a street legal bike, because it has everything needed. And I believe this thing only has a top speed of about, I think the gearing on it stock says that you could max this thing out if it had enough power to about 74 miles an hour, 73 miles an hour. But in stock form, I think the most this thing will do is like 54, 55. So it's definitely not rated to go on the highway, but around our little city streets here and down through the back streets, maybe the feeder roads, this thing would be perfect. So if your commute is short, having one of these would be pretty nice. Overall, it feels very comfortable, and I mean, like I said, it's super easy. I'm able to walk it around and maneuver it. Love that. One thing I do got to get used to is having the brake and everything on the right side. In a car, usually the brake is on the left side, but this is the front brake, and then we've got the rear brake in the bottom, and then of course the clutch. So we go ahead and pop the clutch in, put it into first gear, and you go down for first gear and then up for every other gear, because neutral is in between first and second gear for some reason. It's a weird setup, but again, we got to slowly let go of the clutch, and we're off. And first bump here, oh yeah, it's super smooth. And man, like I said, this thing feels really good. Just kind of moving your hips a little bit left and right. I mean, it rides really smooth. Put the clutch in, come to a stop, and just go. Super easy, really smooth ride, guys. Not gonna lie, was not expecting that. And you know, just coming through, go back down into first, smooth into the clutch, let it kind of slow down on its own, pop the clutch back in, hit the brakes. Nobody coming? Let's go. I'm sure with more practice, the whole clutch and shifting gear is going to be so much smoother and easier. But man, it just feels a lot of fun. Alright, come clutch back in, first gear, slow down, put our turn signal, and then now we got our turn signal on. We can go ahead and give it a little bit of gas. Go on over this way, cancel our turn signal, and we're off in the races. Cruising around the neighborhood. So much fun. Dead stop here, put the clutch in. Alright. Overall, I gotta say, the riding position is really nice. I don't feel like I'm getting tired or anything like that. I mean, the seat cushion is really comfortable. Suspension, of course, is not like a car, so bumps are going to be pretty bumpy, but overall not bad. Nobody's coming. There we go. So you don't even really have to do a complete stop. Just go down in the first gear, slow down with the brakes, look both ways, and we are off on the races. Okay, so it has a nice little pep to it. Wait for traffic. You know, the whole time I'm in first gear, I got the clutch in, got my foot on the brake on the bottom, on the rear brake. And now we can kind of release the clutch and go. Neighborhoods, guys, I mean, as you guys can see, I'm just part throttling it because the speed limits here are perfect for riding one of these things. The clutch feel is pretty much not, I don't know when the clutch engages. It's very like smooth and soft, so it's very spongy. That's something that could be fixed a little bit. It would help us get a better kind of release and bite point, but it's not horrible. I mean, for someone that's just riding a bike, that's kind of barely learning, it's good to have a smooth clutch like that. Put our turn signals, and always check your mirrors. You don't see anything, so we're good to go. Cancel the turn signal out, and we're off to the races. I mean, it picks up 40 miles an hour very quickly, guys. Very quickly. It feels fast. Even at 40 miles an hour, it feels very fast. There's a little bump right here. So 40 miles an hour feels very fast in this thing, guys. I don't know, I guess it's just being such a small bike. Something as slow as 40-50 miles an hour, which you wouldn't even notice in a car, feels so much faster in a bike. We're gaining on that truck over there. Woo! Yeah. Oh yeah. This is really fun, guys. Man, this thing is fun. Woo! Let's turn here. Cancel that. Man, honestly, I was not expecting to even be able to get to 55 miles an hour in the bike, bone stock like that. Wow. It took a while, but it'll get there. And I wasn't even like tucking, kind of getting down under, guys. I was just standing upright, and I got to 50 miles an hour fairly easily without much issues. So, man, that's actually pretty fun, not gonna lie. Let's go ahead and I think we've got a pretty good idea of what the bike is doing, guys. So let's head back home and give you guys my first impressions, first thoughts on the Honda GROM. Alrighty, guys, we are back home from a full drive on the GROM, And I just gotta say, overall first impressions, this thing is fun. Now there are a few things that I am not too much of a fan of, but that's just because I'm used to driving the cars. And the first thing is obviously the turn signal indicator. You have to cancel out, you have to remember to cancel out your turn signals. So when you put them on, I mean, you basically have to remember to go ahead and turn the signals off. If not, you're gonna be riding down the road with the turn signals on all the time. So that is something I didn't like, but of course, I mean, you can't expect that from something that costs just $3,500. Other than that, guys, the shifting, everything just takes practice. The clutch is very soft, you don't feel anything off the clutch. I mean, you literally can just kind of let it go, and as long as the gas is going slightly, it'll go in smoothly and stuff, which is great for someone that has never ridden one or anything like that, I guess, like myself. But I feel like if I had a better clutch feel, I would be able to roll off of it and be smoother about taking off and things like that. But other than that, guys, I was very impressed with the speed. I mean, it was able to pick up 54 miles, almost 55 miles an hour, bone stock the way you see it, which is crazy. So that is really awesome. I can't wait to see what it'll do once we do the exhaust, maybe tune it or some other stuff. Can't wait to see how much that'll pick up. But sounds like we will have to, if we want to go faster, we will have to adjust the sprockets and the gearing basically, so that it can either get higher speed or have more torque. I don't think we'll need more torque with the route that I want to go with, but we can change the sprockets out for higher speed. Overall, great feeling bike. We put about 6 miles on the bike today, and it was just fun riding around, cruising, letting the wind kind of just hit you. I mean, overall, I am excited and love this bike. I can't wait to see what else I do with it. With more practice, I think you'll definitely be able to get better and more comfortable riding around. I'm still learning it. I'm still trying to get comfortable with it. I'm sure after a couple rides we will be really fluent with it, and then we can go ahead and get you guys those draggy numbers, because I'm sure it's going to be hilarious. We will do probably a 0 to 45. I think that would be probably the safest thing we can do, because we know we can hit that in a fairly short amount of time. 50 takes a little bit longer, so we definitely want to find something that's not going to take a long time to do. So I think 0 to 45 miles an hour would be fun to see and give us a good baseline for when we start modifying and doing everything else to this GROM. But anyways, guys, that is my first impression of the GROM. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and remember, link down in the description below. Every $20 gets you 1 entry into this giveaway GROM, which is going to be ending October 31st. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.